Do you love the A10? I know I do, and we found a new way to spread information to you. But first, let me introduce myself. As you can see, another very exciting weekend at the Atlantic 10. I am here with all the recaps and weekend rewind. We're gonna start simple. What's one word to describe your team this year?
Selfless.
I was talking to you earlier and you were saying you're trying to always find some new things to excite your team. And one of the things was the gritty, so I just have to give you the floor right now.
Unselfish.
Competitive. It's been really competitive so far.
Love. I mean, these guys have incredible love for each other.
One word to describe your style of play.
Exciting.
And then one word to describe your story.
Inspiring.
So what's your hidden talent?
My hidden talent is that I could dance a little bit.
Ooh.
Like y'all don't, I mean, I do too much for the camera.
I know some sign language.
Show us. Welcome back to Fast Break Friday, where we break down what happened in the A10 this week and what's to come. There's been a lot of eyes on the WNBA, college hoops, Iowa. So how exciting is that for you to see just a uptick in women's sports? I read an article about you the other day, and it said that you made your decision 3 hours before the deadline of coming back. So what made you decide to come back to Dayton?
I can crack my knuckles just by closing my fists. I can bake.
What do you bake?
I make cookies and
21 points, 8 for 10 shooting, and 9 rebounds. With those stats, it was a fight for Garrett Johnson to get his first collegiate win against Stonehill, but the real fight was off the court.
It was definitely tough to wrap my head around, that this was going to be my life now. So yeah, I didn't necessarily know the long journey I had ahead. I didn't know what was in store, but yeah, it was a big change in my perspective.
George Washington's own Garrett Johnson had discovered at just 19 years old that he had an aggressive desmoid tumor in his left hip. After multiple doctors trying different methods, he started to question if he would ever step on the court again. That was until he found Dr. Avutu.
It was just really gave me a lot of confidence hearing him talk about it like that, because at that point it had been a year and a half of doing different things and nothing had worked yet. He followed through. He delivered on his word, and we started chemotherapy treatment and it worked.
After 9 rounds of chemotherapy, 4 surgeries, and having to leave the Princeton basketball program to focus on his health, Garrett Johnson was finally ready to get back on the court, and it was Coach Caputo who gave him the opportunity.
He was willing to take a chance on me. I mean, they came and saw me work out while I was still on chemo, and they actually had me come to campus the day after one of my chemo sessions and had me work out. I did well, and they gave me a scholarship that day.
There was a belief that he was certainly a good enough player, to make an impact here and make an impact early on. Obviously we did our research on the medical piece, but ultimately, what I told him is like, look, we believe in you.
And of course, it's a coach's job to teach his players, but Coach Caputo says he can learn a few things from Garrett Johnson.
Yeah, and I just think we marvel at him. If you have your health, you really have a lot, and you have the ability to affect change. And so, for me, he draws it's a lot of inspiration that is drawn from his journey.
And this is just the beginning of Garrett Johnson's story. This week, he earned Rookie of the Week after leading the conference in field goal percentage, being 3rd in three-point percentage, 7th in rebounding, and 9th in scoring. Reporting with the Atlantic 10, the Sports Page.